Today I'd like to introduce you to a new Olympic challenge. We call it the Handwashing Hurdles. And what we're doing is to try to find the best route to serve-ready hands, touch-ready surfaces. The problem is there are several hurdles between us and success. I'd like to go through these individually, and if you would please make a note of the ones that might apply to your operation. We're going to have a place, or we do have a place on the website where we're collecting that information, but I'd really like to hear from you as to which ones apply to either your own, or if you'd like to guess at where you think the problem is with the industry. Just about every operator we go to, they're never totally happy with their hand washing rates. They're not completely sure about the hand washing quality, and they're definitely sure that the rates aren't where they want them to be. So what I'd like to do first is describe each one of these. Later we'll be able to talk about the solution, but for now I'd like to identify the problem, decide which risk is more likely to be in your establishment. The first one we call corporate complacency. In this one, sometimes known as the no problem history that we've had, you haven't had a big problem. So maybe we're doing fine. And with the ones that we hear have had a problem, they have lawyers, they come in, they resolve the case. Yes, there's money involved, but it's not a business breaker necessarily. And so we have this complacency that might be one of the major hurdles. Secondly, we have the operational priority. They have a lot of ways to measure productivity, few ways to measure risk, few ways to measure hand washing. So oftentimes productivity trumps risk. Common problem. If we keep measuring only the productivity, it is very, very hard to get the improvements that we're looking for in hand washing. The next one, the facility equipment and supplies and the worker commitment, these two, number 3 and 4, are the ones that we're more commonly looking at when we're trying to improve hand washing. In the area of facility equipment and supplies, is it accessible? Do we have anything in front of the sink? And is it easy to get in? And does it work? We're looking for quality and reliability in all the equipment that's and the ergonomics that are involved. It's very, very important that people have a good experience washing the hands. There's enough other reasons to deter them. So we want everything to work well. Now in the worker commitment and turnover, turnover is an issue. The worker commitment, why aren't they committed to washing? If they don't want to wash their hands, we're never going to get anywhere. So what is it? Is it a management problem? Are we hiring the right people? Is it strictly a turnover issue? So we need to look at these things individually to be able to resolve and make sure we eliminate the big ones. And in the principles of HACCP, let's get the big one down first and work on the others little by little for a program of continuous improvement. Now, continuous improvement. How are we going to do that without some scorekeeping? We need to measure. We need to document. So we must look at ways, whatever gets measured gets done. How many times have you heard that cliche? And in this case, is it surprising at all when you think of not having standards? We're looking to increase the compliance, and yet we don't know what the compliance is. So there's some new technologies available now that make that much more feasible. It was very hard to collect data like this, good solid data that you could make decisions on, and now it isn't that hard. Thanks to electronics, there's many options now, and we can demonstrate some of those. There's other places on our website where you can take a look at technologies that will help you with the scorekeeping. Once you have the scorekeeping, all of this gets easier. It gets more manageable. It gets easier to measure the risk, easier to make the big decisions. So what I'm looking at here is ways to minimize the risk, get serve-ready hands, touch-ready surfaces, lower these hand washing hurdles, eliminate them. Thank you.